Well, welcome to this introductory video about the Zooinverse, in particular, how to approach the general approach that we use in the Zooinverse to go do it by using Aurora Zoo as an example. And keep in mind, these are kind of generic procedures I'm showing you that you'll be able to use for everything. So first, let's get to the Zooinverse. And one of the things about the Zooinverse, you can just quickly do it. We either have a link embedded within the Blackboard, or you can click in. I'm going to click in here, and this is where it takes you in to look. The first thing you've got to do is sign in and create an account. For me, it's going to come back for me to sign in, but you can register. So you want to register, create your account, and once that's done, it's done for the semester and you won't have to do it again. Now, because I already have an account, I'm going to sign in. And I'm going to sign in, and it's going to bring me into some of my more recent work or whatever groups I'm in. It shows my stats for this week, but of course, I can look at my stats by projects, and I'll say my all-time stats here just to kind of get a sense. And if you look at this, I've tried 29 different projects, and well, if you look at this, it shows the year starting in 2020. Oh, yeah, by year, you can see what I've done, but it also shows the projects that I've been engaged in over time as you go through here. But you're going to want to know about the stats part, because one of the things you're supposed to provide is evidence of what you have accomplished and done. And we'll come back to that in the end. So where I'm going to go to is I'm going to first just take you to projects that you can look at. Is that there are a plethora, as they would say, of projects that you can do that span all of science, social sciences, history, and you at your own leisure, you might go through this because there's really something you may say, oh, I really want to classify Greek text and pick out the icons, whatever it may be. We're going to spend our time this semester for this course only in space. And as you look down here, you can see there are a ton of different types of projects that we can do. We're only going to do a select few that relate to some of the things in the textbook, but there could be much more to it. The other thing is we may assign things ahead of time and things may not work out. So I'm going to flip through here and I'm going to find, there it is, Aurora Zoo. And that's where we're going to go to first. Now, when you come in, what's nice about this one is it's got new data. It's a little bit different. We may see something, now it's the same, except 4 times smaller field of view. So it's very similar to what may be described as 3 degrees of field. Now, for each of these projects, you're to classify 30, and let's show you. So the first thing you do is you get in here, you can see where some people are talking about it. You can join it. The number of people that are doing this, the number of things been classified, and it is a lot. And you can look at this page and see quite a bit. But the first thing you should do is always click on Learn More. The Learn More gives, on any of these projects, gives you a little bit about what it is that you're studying or looking at. So this one has a nice view about the project, what it's for, why it matters, how to contribute, how is it formed. And right now we're, Aurora have been prevalent a lot, and there's a lot of cool stuff. And so you're going to be looking at these and understanding them a little bit as you look at it. So there's all of this thing here that's a great background, and every project has a Learn More. You can look at team, you can look at the results, because some new things are found, FAQs that may be here. So pick around at that with it. Now, so that's basically where you start. But now we're ready to begin to classify. Now, one of the things about the classification is to be careful that you don't jump right into the task. You should go right to the tutorial. And every project, and I'll show you this again, has a task and a tutorial that you do. But start with the tutorial. And this one just basically says we're going to look at shapes and movement of short clips of the aurora. And that's all there really is to it. So you can look at this and it says, and this is the important thing about this, is anyone can do Aurora Zoo, and there is not always a right answer. If you are not sure, just take your best guess. This is true for every Zooinverse project. We don't know the final answers. We're not exactly sure of what the right answers are. And it's only by having large number of people, over 18,000 people working on this one, that we begin to get a better sense and understanding. And again, some new things have been found by Aurora by this project. So I go through and it says, don't worry about the colors. Any type of shape or movement can be any color. And as I continue, it shows me this. It talks about the video clips you look at are about this long, and you can play through them so you can see what's happening. You control the speed that it goes through, and it says recommend you switch to dark theme so that you can see it. And these are all good things to do. And it does say about inverting image colors, and especially if you're in a bright area. All these things are tips to help you do this project. And so what are you looking at? You're looking at the shape of the aurora, and then what type of movement it has. And if you want to see examples, press needs some help from the task. That's always very good. And if you find something cool and unusual, just do it. Now, what's nice about all of that, and you can come back and read it, is that this is a general format of every Zooinverse project. So let's take a look at this image. And you look at it now, it looks like there's something here. Could say they're clouds, except you can see all these stars. So it's probably not a cloud. This is actually an aurora, but let's check it out. Auroras should have some movement, and I'm going to play this video. And if I look at it, its shape is changing a little bit as we go on. Now, it does say that invert the video may help. Oh, that does actually help. So I can see a little bit. And so I can kind of see some shapes here that are moving a little bit. They're not really clouds. Metadata, if I want to get that, we don't have to look at that. I can make this go faster if I want, which may help me see it, or I can go slower, but I can play around with it to see what happens as I go through it. But it looks like I think I know what that is. So I look at this and I say, what is this one or more arcs? I don't know what that is, so I'm going to go get some help so I can know. Oh, here's what it means. So one or more arcs is a line of auroras, sometimes straight, sometimes curved or kinked, can be very thin or quite broad and have movement inside the inside edge. So I'm looking at that and I'm going, yeah, that may be a little bit like what I'm looking at. Coronal rays, okay, those would be really cool to see, are an edge, clear dark sky next to it and see both sides of the aurora. It's probably an arc if you can do that. Or everywhere, that'd be fun to find. And a black aurora, it could be like when they arch the regular shape, so we'd have to look at that. And if there's no aurora, maybe looking at clear skies or cloudy skies, patchy clouds, much more slowly than the aurora, and their shape will hardly change as they move through the picture. So let's close that. Those are all good tips. So I'm going to make my best guess now, and I'm going to play that again. And as I look at it, it is moving, and I think it's maybe one or more arcs coming across there. So I'm going to say it's that. It's what I think it looks like to me. And I'll say, good, that's great. We'll go to it. And it looks like, because I can see both sides of this, and this one I'm going to say more than one. Again, how do I know? Oh, wait a second. How many distinct arcs do you see? Aurora, two or more arcs. Oh, yeah, I kind of saw something like that, maybe, like this drifting across my field. So I don't know quite what it is, but I look at this, say it most closely matches that. Then the next one, is it a drift? Make sure the video is playing. You can select more than one answer. I'm going to play that video a little bit faster. And drifts, ripples, curls, waves, chocolate sauce. Well, it's kind of interesting, but I'll look at, I need help with this. So play, speed, filter, invert colors. Don't worry about the colors. It says you can control the speed. A drift that moves at a fairly speed through the image. It could be drift in different directions, even rotation. Ripples. Oh, that would be really fun to see. Curls, that's not that. Chocolate sauce, that would be really cool. Psychedelic, boy, I'd love to see all those. But honestly, it looks to me like it's just a drift. I'm going to choose that one. So I will choose drift, and I'll go next. And is it fuzzy or clear? I'm not sure what that means. Sharp and clear? No. Fuzzy or blurry? That really seems like that. Or it could be in between, it could be a mixture. I'm going to say I think it's fuzzy or blurry. And I'll say, oh, I click that, and I'm done. And guess what? It now takes me back to, oh, wow, this one's cool, to another Aurora. Okay, now that one's got a lot of cool things to interpret. Let's see what it's like not inverted. Let's see what it's like in color. Oh, geez. Okay, I'm not going to do this one. I'm going to just leave it there. But this one's got some really interesting features, and I would go through the same process. So that's all there is really to doing this. Now, once that's all done and I've classified and I could do it, is now I could go to me and I could go to my profile, and I don't have anything there. I can go to my collections if I want, but I can go to my stats. That's where I want to go. And if you notice, when I started, I had 3 and now it's 4. So it's the stats that you want to copy this or copy. Just copy this page and insert it into your report to verify that you did it. Now there is another feature here that I'm going to go back to. I'm going to go back to the Aurora Zoo. Is when I did this, one of the things that I can do, and I can do learn more. Actually, I go back to classify. Oh, I got a different one this time. But let's say that I did one that was really cool, that I really liked. I can save it to a collection and then come back later and look at it. So if I go back to me and I go to my profile and I go to my stats and I go down here, I can see what I've done, but I'll go back here and I could go to my collections, and this shows the things that I saw that I thought were particularly cool that I saved for me to come back and look at some other point. So this is something you can do for your own, but you don't have to save to collections. All you need to do is document your stats. Well, that's a quick overview. The thing is, you just got to get in and play with it. But remember, the techniques are very much the same.